Yeah, good evening, listeners, viewers all over the world. This is Marvin from YAAM Berlin with Rebellion the Recolor for 2022 Reggae Jam Festival YAAM. Rebellion the Recolor, welcome to the show.
Yeah, more than a pleasure. For me, it's always a fulfillment again, something being anticipated, as something good to be aspired at, gathering people for, vision of, love and unity, which are such sublime attribution of God the Almighty, love, unity, compassion, tolerance, and gratitude, and, you know what I'm saying? So it's a fulfillment, It's been a while actually, and we had, as I used to say, this transitional time, so every ground got shook, from every aspect of life, every walks of life. It's been unprecedented, So, but we give thanks, 2022 has become the year whereby, all the ways got back to the same point, like everybody, got reunited, understand, and cheer off, the joy of life and enjoying with the music, So it's a fulfillment, and they call it Bantaba.
Yeah.
Bantaba Festival.
Welcome to Bantaba YAAM. 2019, 2020, 21 has been a rocky years for reggae or music, for musicians rather, and this is because of the world pandemic. How was it for you as an artist, as somebody who works on stage?
Well, just the term I've used, transition. I've just seen it as that, like a sort of reset time to, take a break to the constant chain of events and, regularity of doing things. And then, taking some time to reflect, and instead of having outwards, having inwards, that retrospection, reconsidering the ties of, first of all, as who you are as a person, as an individual, in the midst of this time where we're all living in, and your close ones, your family, your friends, co-workers, people you probably haven't give much time to with, and, So I've just seen it as just a stepping stone, you put your feet on the stone and you try to cross over it, all the struggle and thing.
Yeah.
But, you proceed with more strength, at the end making you more sharper for this out to come, So.
You are somebody who spent a lot of much short time here in Berlin.
Yeah.
You were in Hanover last weekend, and today in YAAM, Berlin, which I could say your second home in Europe. How would you describe the crowd today?
Wow. Reuniting, reunion. I cannot find some, anyhow else to describe that, Family reunion, people who've been supporting and showing their appreciation, thoroughly from the heart, They've been endorsing the music from the very day one, and ever since, it hasn't changed. I go to the club, I just hear my song being pulled up 2-3 times still now. People cheering all of it. So, and Berlin is, divine decree, pure preordained, and something very personal and very special to me. Their endorsement, has laid way for my stepping stone as well. It's like Berlin and Hamburg as well. Berlin as well, definitely things went on a higher full impact, with the stages of development,
You played one song today, which is called Woman. From Rebellion's catalog. This is the first song, which is dedicated to women. How do you come about with that lyric, with that song?
They are very centric in the spectrum of life. They denote a very essential portion when it comes to the creational process and the continuity of life itself, the preservation of life. And when it comes to that concept, the whole completion of the cycle, which is man and woman, and like the alternation of day and night that gives us a day together. Like Buju, I hear one of Buju's songs. We say, woman is the greatest thing that Jah ever put on the land, put on the land. That is really like, it's just as factual as it is. That they deserve to be mentioned, and we inaugurated. These are the women them. They are who they are, and they need to have that,
Perspective.
Yeah, that perspective of being holded up, because they require all that in order to lay out the foundation of the further generation. We got the seeds, but they preserve them. The seeds grow from them. It's from us, but it grows from them. So they are the one who actually do the labor, in a sense. Tilling the soil and all these things. So that's the song. It was because I don't have much of songs. Maybe Grow With Me, which has its own history as well. Very big song. With the woman, this was like, the woman, them, this is for you. That's why it goes, woman, woman, woman. It's so vital in one's decisions.
Yeah, that's really true. Right, Rebellion the Recorder. Next weekend you are in South Germany, and on the 29th of July you will be in Austria, on the 30th in Malta, and back again in Germany. The whole pandemic, what were you doing? Were something new coming up? Do you have something in the pipeline?
The creation of arts and music, especially music, artistically speaking, when it comes to that, it's constant as far as the good air of the Almighty is breathing in and exhaling out. It's constant. Arts, music, anything that is pertaining to that. It's like dealing with the divine.
Yeah. So I can say an album is
or not, whether there is what demic or not, music will always respond and be part of the stuff of life. One component of life, sound and vibration, frequencies, all them things there. Emotions, sensational feelings, human beings, also our radiant energy that marks our presence, that makes us, species from all these different sort of varieties of species and creatures ever been. You understand? We are who we are, very special, honored, held up high human beings. Despite anything, as far as the person is standing on his 2 feet, having a mind of its own, he's more than valuable. So, yeah.
Great. What would I say again? Next weekend you are in the south.
Yes, exactly.
In South Germany.
Yeah, exactly.
On the 29th in Hill Festival, on the 30th in Malta. As songs coming up now, do you plan anything to be released? An album?
Sure.
Or
right now is the vibe.
And how soon?
Right now it's like the signs of the time, vibes of the time. Right now it's like as we all know, something has to be put forth into the hands of the generation right now, coming up, because things are changing. We are all witnessing a changes. It's going on, it's taking place. We're in it. So we need reinforcement. We need re-strengthening, more prayers, more work, more dedication, more aspiration towards truth and right, more strength to hold on to that, because it's the time where to hold on to that is just another thing to do. It won't go easy, it won't come easy at you. So that's why I always mention the beautiful mothers and fathers, you know what I mean, within the aspect of mindset and responsibility of, you know what I mean, being in charge of your whole life and having, having other people's, you know what I mean, as your burden to carry, you know what I'm saying? Their sustenance, their, they are raising up, you know, and, you know what I mean? So, contentment, gratitude to the fullest, you know.
January 2022, you were in West Africa, Senegal.
Yeah.
What can you tell me of your trip to Senegal, Dakar Reggae Festival?
Yes. That's also another turning point. Yeah. 2022 has been a year somehow. It's not done yet, but it really came. Senegal was really like a turning point, man. It was really like as usual, prophecy, prayer being answered, being there, witnessing myself there and seeing Jaffa Koli, and other big Senegalese reggae artists. It was really like it's a turning point as a fulfillment as well, you know. The trip's been just like a reconnection, a way of reconnecting the dots with the very native of Senegals, whom we are very related to. We are close. We share everything, ethnicity, languages, tribes, everything. It's just the influence of the imperialism that puts us apart. The French influence and British. But politically speaking, it's just like one people. So discovering all that, rediscovering all that, and reconnecting with all that was really like a turning point, like a revival thing, I would say. A revival, like, oh yeah, actually that's how it goes here. That's how we are located within this area of the continent, Africa. You know, Senegal and Gambia intertwined in every aspect, you know. Yeah, it's like...
Nicola, you must be tired. I have to leave you now, but before leaving you, this is not the last, but the least.
Yes.
What is your message for the people?
Make it very simple and straightforward. Love and unity, you know. Right. You know, love is God. God is love. You know what I'm saying? To make it straightforward, and we know what is, you know, definitely in need of in this present time we are living right now in this time nowadays. It's like a different sequence of, you know what I mean? And love is needed more than ever. You know, same thing, just more reinforcement, as I said, you know, to maintain the ties that keeps us human, the tendencies that keeps us human, you know, because we made out of clay, out of flesh and bones, like any other species here, terrestrial species, you know, physical species like any animal. But the only difference is that we have a balance, a means of balancing things, you know, and a soul to consider. So that's what makes us different from them. So what keeps us human, we need to keep that intact and give great consideration to the utmost virtue of liberty of life, continuation of life, preservation of the children, you know. So that would be. But I give thanks, you know. Give thanks, people. You've been always there despite the storm, you know, the stormy days. You know what I mean? And it's a textual proof of God's love and mercy, and that good people are still existing now. Yes.
Yeah, but the last question now, you sing a song. Is it true rather? I mean, being on stage, singing, and the musician playing, do you see sometimes the desperation in the eyes of the audience when you think about these world problems, wars there, suicide bombing, you know, the pandemic? Do you see sometimes the desperation in the eyes of the audience?
One can see it as a desperation in a sense, but I see it like they see hope. It's like they know. When I see their face, like it's a hopeful face with the acknowledgement of what is going on, but still there is a hope. I can see that sort of kind of thing, but it's behind. What I see in front is like, yes, there is a way out.
Hope,
There is a way out. Rebellion, there is a way out. Yes, it's true. There is still a way out. No matter what, if there is a will, there's always a way. Will, the intention. Are you willing for that? Is that what you really want? The goodness of mercy for everyone? Is it that you really want the greater good? Is it that you really want? Or just for yourself? Or whatever? Is it, you understand? Again, is it true? It's like I'm even asking myself in a sense, but like I say, is it true that you are defending? It's like, me? Well, I gotta be sure. I have to be sure. Yeah, because of no matter what, and we all know deeply within our conscious, our subconscious, that no matter what, whatever we've done, no matter what, we all believe and know that there will be a time whereby we shall never get away from it. Whatever it is, good or bad, we shall face it. There will be no go wrong to that. So, is it true?
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure
bro.
having you in the show.
Yes, man, it's a pleasure. Boom bam, Marvin and all the family, you know, it's always been more than a pleasure. I always used to say prayer has been answered. It's a blessing, it's a divine decree. So appreciation to the fullest, gratitude unto the Almighty. All shapes, ways, forms of praise and gratitude are due unto the Almighty alone. So we give thanks. Marvin now the YAAM family, Berlin, fidel to the thing from day one, 2022. Bantaba Festival, Fête de la Musique. Boom.
Everyone is equal in unity, push on, we wanna see self-prophecy. Nobody's separation, prejudice, we really wanna see a world of peace. Everyone is equal in unity, push on, we wanna see self-prophecy. Yes, over the years, yeah, explore, don't let the good time go. Share with the ones you know. Give love to your friends and foes. Love, don't let go. Oh, to the good you know. With love that can kiss them go. So they will survive somehow, yeah. Remember, ever tell yourself you're not gonna make it. Journey in life, God knows I take it. Trouble I avoid and let it. Most high words, I won't forget it. No, 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 can't forget it. No, 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 no. Can't forget to keep the most high words. Almighty I God words. We really wanna the world is. Everyone is equal. Anything for sure we wanna see. Self-prophecy.